Hello everyone, and today you will be working on CKLA Skills Unit 1, Lesson 20. In this lesson, you will read and write the letters NG for the ng sound and QU for the qu sound. You will also ask and answer questions about a text. Let's begin with some blending practice. I will say sounds for you to blend into words. You will repeat the sounds after me and mark each sound with a thumb finger tap. Blend the sounds together to make a word, making a fist with your hand. Make sure you repeat after me. Be sure to repeat after me. N, fun. It, pit. St, a, stay. Soak, soak. At, hats. Green, green. Looks, looks. Weeks, weeks. Keep practicing. Now let's segment those same words. Hold up an equal number of fingers to the sounds in the word. Repeat the word after me. Wiggle your index finger for the first sound in the word. Wiggle your middle finger for the second sound in the word. Keep going until all sounds have a wiggling finger to match. Repeat the word after me. Fun. Fun. Pit. It, pit. Stay. St, a, stay. Soak. S-o-k, soak. Hats. At, hats. Green. G-er-e-n, green. Looks. L-o-k-s, looks. Weeks. W-e-k-s, weeks. Keep practicing. What are the letters that you see here in red? These are the letters NG. Read the keyword with me. Sing. The letters NG are used to spell and write ng in English words. Say ng. Take a look at the power bar. This shows how common the spelling is. Do you think the letters NG are a common or less common spelling for the ng sound? Here's the sound bubble for ng. Say ng. Notice the red outline for the spelling card. I will put this spelling card on our sound wall. What letters are these? These are the letters Q, U. Read the keyword with me. Quit. The letters Q, U are used to spell and write the qu sound in English words. Say qu. Take a look at this power bar. Oh my goodness, that is a huge power bar. The power bar shows how common the spelling is. Do you think the letters NG are a common or less common spelling for the qu sound? Here's a sound bubble for qu. Say qu. Notice the red outline for the spelling card QU. I will also put this spelling card on our sound wall. Look at this letter. This is the letter N. What sound does the letter N stand for? Take a look at this letter. This is the letter G. What sound does the letter G stand for? Take a look at these letters. What sound does the spelling NG stand for? The sounds N and ng are very similar. Say these words with me a few times so that we can hear the differences between the N and the ng sound. Repeat after me. Kin, king, pen, ping, ban, bang. Good job. Now, say the two sounds by themselves several times. We're going to alternate between the two sounds and we're going to stretch the sounds out. Repeat after me. Mm. Ng. Good job. Let's do it again. Mm. Ng. Very good. The letter N by itself stands for the N sound. Say N. The letter G by itself stands for the G sound. Say G. But the letters N and G written together are a digraph, and those two letters make one sound, makes a completely different sound. That sound is ng. Say ng. Good job. Here's another digraph. These letters are QU. The QU stands for the sounds qu. Say qu. Now repeat these words after me that have the qu sound. Quit, quilt, quiz. Now let's write the spellings. Open your skills book to worksheet 20.1. That's 20.1 in the top right-hand corner of your workbook. You will find this on page 123. That's on the bottom right-hand corner of your workbook. If you need to pause or stop this video at any time so you may complete your work or find your page number, feel free to do so. Now I'm going to show you how to write the sounds ng, and qu. Let's begin with the ng. Don't forget to write your name before we move on. Now, let's begin by tracing and copying the spellings in your workbook. For the ng sound, you'll start with the N. This is a lowercase n, so you will start at the dotted line, and you will make a short line down to the bottom line. Give it a hump up and over, back down to the bottom line, and you've got your N. Now for the G. You will start between the dotted line and the bottom line. You will circle to the left, and then fish hook down below the bottom line, and you have your NG sound. Make sure you copy and trace the words right all the way to the end of the line neatly. There's also a word that you need to write. This word is s-a-ng. Listen for that ng sound. The word is song. You'll need to copy this word neatly, leaving one finger space in between each word all the way to the end of the line. Do your best. Now let's move on to the next sound. This next sound is qu, made with the Q and the U. I will show you how to write the Q and the U. For the Q, you will start between the dotted line and the bottom line. You will circle to the left, make a line down ending below the bottom line, and lift your pencil, and you are done with your Q. For your U, you will start on the dotted line as well. You will go down, making a cup shape, going up, and then go back down with a short line to the bottom line. And you have your U. Make sure you are saying the sound each time you are writing the spelling QU. Qu. Make sure you trace the QUs that are on your paper, and then copy all the way to the end of the lines. There's another word I want you to pay attention to. This word has the QU sound. This word is quit. Quit. Write quit neatly all the way to the end of the line, just like the arrow is showing you here. Do your best work. Now turn to the back of that page. You will read the words and name the pictures with me. Then you will read the words and write each word under its matching picture. Let's begin. Let's read the words in the box. Quilt, sing, king, swing, fang, strong. Now let's identify each of the pictures. Swing, fang, king, quilt, strong, sing. So now you will pick your first picture and you will write the word that matches on the dotted line. I'll do the first one with you. So this first picture is of a swing. So you will choose the word swing from the box and write it neatly on the dotted line, just like this. Once you write your word, then cross it out in the box so you know that you have already used it, like this. Make sure you use your best handwriting. Now let's do some tricky words. Look at the word here on the yellow card. How would you pronounce this word by blending? You might say s-a-id. Said? Well, that doesn't sound right. This word is actually pronounced s-ed, as in, did you hear what I said? This letter is S. This letter is D. These letters are pronounced just as you would expect. The S says S and the D says D. Now the AI in the word looks like it's our tricky part. We know this because the tricky part of the word is underlined. You would expect these letters to be pronounced separately by saying a and I. But actually, since it's the tricky part of the word, it is pronounced eh. So the word is said. Say, said. When you are reading the word said, we pronounce the letters A and I with the eh sound. When writing the word said, remember to spell the eh sound with the letters A and I. How would you pronounce this word on the yellow card by blending? You could say s, a, y, s, sayas. That doesn't sound right at all. This word is actually pronounced s, e, z, as in he says happy birthday. This is the letter S. It's circled so we know this letter follows the rules in this word. It's pronounced just as you would expect. Uh-oh, we have an underlined part of the word. That means that this part of the word does not follow the rules. It's a tricky part. You would expect these letters to be pronounced separately as a and y, but actually it is pronounced eh. Oh, there's another S. It looks like it's following the rules because it is circled. It's pronounced as z. So sometimes the letter S is pronounced z, as in his, has, and is. Remember, we talked about those sister sounds? Sometimes letters make different sounds, and S is one of those letters. When you are reading the word says, pronounce the letters A and Y as eh, and the final S in the word as z. This word is says. Say says. When writing the word says, spell the eh sound with the letters A and Y and the z sound with the letter S. I hope this word doesn't trick you. Now let's do some practice. I'm going to show you some sentences or phrases here on your screen. When the sentence or phrase pops up, your job is to read them out loud. If you need to pause your video so that you can have more time to read them, that is perfectly fine. Do a great job. Second sentence. Next sentence. Make sure you're using expression when you're reading. This is a question, so read it as if you're asking a question. Last sentence. I hope you did a good job reading. Now we will hear another story from the Snapshots reader. Can you tell me the name of the girl from yesterday's story? The girl from yesterday's story was named Beth. Now let's take a look at the table of contents that you see here. What is the name of the story that comes after Beth? After Beth, we see Nat. Say Nat. What page is this story on? To find the page number, you will follow that dotted line all the way over to the number, and we see that Nat is on page 10. So stories usually have a title. A title tells what the story is about. If our last story was titled Beth, and it was about a girl named Beth, what do you think today's story will be about? Let's go over some vocabulary before we begin reading. Our first word is raft. Say raft. A raft is a flat structure that floats in the water. Here's a picture of a raft. Here's another picture of a raft. They look quite different and they're made out of different materials, but they are both a type of raft. Our next vocabulary word is UK. Say UK. UK is an abbreviation for the United Kingdom. Say United Kingdom. The United Kingdom includes the countries of England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Here's a map of the United Kingdom. You see Scotland in blue, Northern Ireland in pink, Wales in red, and England in white. So now I want you to listen carefully to find out about Nat. I will read the story once through without stopping. Watch as I highlight the words as I read. Remember, highlighting the words on the screen is just the same as pointing to the words in a book as you read. Make sure you follow along with me. This is Nat. Remember, when you see a period at the end of a sentence, that means you stop, take a breath, and then continue reading. Nat is a kid I met at camp. I have lots of snapshots of Nat. This is a snapshot of Nat with a fish. This is a snapshot of Nat on a raft. Nat and I had lots of fun at camp. But then Nat's mom got a job in the UK. Nat left and I felt sad. So now I will reread the story. That means read it again. This time I will ask you questions along the way. I hope you paid attention. This is Nat. Nat is a kid I met at camp. How many sentences are on this page? How do you know? So we know a sentence is a sentence because each sentence is marked with a capital letter to begin the sentence and a period to end a sentence. So there's one capital letter and period on this page and two capital letters at the beginning and a period at the end. So there are two sentences on this page. There's that period. There's the next one. So two sentences. I have lots of snapshots of Nat. This is a snapshot of Nat with a fish. Which words are the tricky words on this page? There's I, have, ooh, there's of lots of times, is, and there's a two times. There's a lot of tricky words on this page. Remember, we mark tricky words by underlining them. So now, why does the word gnat begin with an uppercase letter? The word gnat begins with an uppercase letter because Nat is the name of a person. When we write the name of a person, you begin it with an uppercase letter because it is a proper noun. This is a snapshot of Nat on a raft. Can you find a noun that names a person in this sentence? The person in this sentence is Nat. Nat is a noun because it is a name of a person. Can you find a noun that names a thing in this sentence? Snapshot is a thing. A thing is a noun. Raft is also a thing. A thing is a noun. Nat and I had lots of fun at camp, but then Nat's mom got a job in the UK. Nat left and I felt sad. Take a look at this mark here. Right there. This mark kind of looks like a comma, but in the air, doesn't it? This mark is called an apostrophe. Say apostrophe. That's a hard word to say. The apostrophe tells us that the mom is Nat's mom. So an apostrophe shows that something is belonging to someone. Take a look at the comma on this page. It's right here. Commas are used in the middle of sentences, and we should pause to take a breath if we see one when we're reading. So anytime you see a comma when we're reading, you pause and take a breath. Listen, I will demonstrate. Nat left, and I felt sad. So you pause at commas and you stop at periods. Take a look at this abbreviation. UK stands for the words United Kingdom. Say United Kingdom. So what do the letters US stand for? Do you know? The letters US stand for United States. That's where we live. So here's a map. This is a map of all of the world. A map is flat, so you can see all of it at one time. Here is the United States, where we live, where Beth lives. Here is the United Kingdom, where Nat is moving to. They are a long ways away and separated by the Atlantic Ocean. Now let's wrap things up. Were there any parts of the story that you did not understand? If so, let your teacher know in a message so they can help you. Let's go over some questions. See if you can remember from the story. Where did Beth and Nat meet? If we think about page 10, it says this is Nat. Nat is a kid I met at camp. So Beth and Nat met at camp. This is the sentence that tells us our answer. Nat is a kid I met at camp. Let's do another. What did Nat do at camp? Well, let's think back to our pictures. We saw a picture of Nat with a fish, so we know Nat fished at camp. We also saw a picture of Nat on a raft, so we know Nat rafted at camp. So you could say, Nat fished and rafted at camp. Make sure you're answering in complete sentences. Let's do another. Why did Nat have to leave? Let's think back to our story. On page 16, it says Nat and I had lots of fun at camp, but then Nat's mom got a job in the UK. Nat left, and I felt sad. Did you see your answer there? It says, but then Nat's mom got a job in the UK. So why did Nat have to leave? Because his mom got a job in the UK. Let's do one more. Did Beth like Nat? What do you think? How do you know? Answer the best way you can. Now, in your workbook, I'd like you to turn to page 20.2. That's page 125 in the bottom right-hand corner of your book. We will also be working on page 126. There's your page numbers and workbook numbers. Don't forget to put your name on your paper so we know whose paper belongs to who. Let's go over the questions. This time, I want you to do all of the answers on your own. Remember the story. If you need to go back in the video to find your answers, please do so. So number 1, Beth and Nat met in the UK, at camp, on a bus. Where did Beth and Nat meet? Number 2, who got a lot of snapshots of Nat? Make sure you answer this in complete sentences. Remember, sentences start with a capital letter and end in a period. Make sure your names of people are capital as well. Number 3, Beth got a snapshot of Nat with a mask on, a frog, a fish. What did Beth get a snapshot of Nat with? And number 4, who got a job in the UK? Make sure you answer in complete sentences. Do your best work and use your neatest handwriting. For extra practice, you can use page 20.3. You can cut out those letters and digraphs and use them to spell words on your own or with a family member. You do not need to submit a photo of this worksheet or your work. So let's talk about our work that you are going to submit today. First, you are going to submit the Writing the Spellings and Label the Picture worksheet 20.1. That's the front and the back. You will also submit the story questions for Nat. That's worksheet 20.2, the front and the back. Make sure you submit a clear photos of these worksheets in the assignments link on Canvas. I hope you have an awesome day. Goodbye.